because one of the things I love about living in Vermont is the opportunity to ski during the weekdays. And I go by myself, on the spur of the moment. And if you're alone, you have to identify yourself when you get to the lift so you can pair up. I skied up one time. I said, "Single, single." And I heard a voice behind me say, "Ever wonder why?" So part of my training to become a rabbi took place in Israel. I spent a year in Israel in 1969, 1970. I had to make a phone call from Jerusalem to Tel Aviv, and we had these not old-fashioned, phones that required coins, tokens. So I dialed the number. I heard a voice say, "Please deposit 8 tokens." I said, "Gee, I only have 7. The voice said, "All right, I take 7. And I'd been in seminary for 3 years, postgraduate. It's a 5-year program. But I took the year off primarily to learn spoken Hebrew. I had a lot of biblical Hebrew under my belt, so it was kind of difficult during the first weeks. For example, I can still see the look on the cab driver's face when we pulled into our neighborhood. And I said to him in my Hebrew, "Behold, here I descend." I had to call our landlord and explain we were receiving bills for the previous tenant. I wanted to say to him, "Anachnu mekablim cheshbonot." We receive bills. He said, "Ma, what?" I said it again. He said, "Mazeh, what's that?" And I realized it's saying, instead of saying anachnu mekablim, we receive, I'm saying anachnu mechablim, which means we are terrorists. And I went to Israel a couple of years ago, and I went as the Jewish Federation, of which were very active members, sent me there and gave me a tour. They wanted us to see where some of our contributions went. So they took me to Dimona, which is a very poor town in the south. And among the things they took me was to an after-school program, an enrichment program for impoverished children, 7 to 9 years old, about 20 of them, where they give them snacks and activities. They were adorable, wonderful kids. But my spoken Hebrew was not good, so I figured I want to communicate it with them. I had the teacher translate a few things, but then I thought magic is something everyone knows. So I did a magic trick for the kids. This is what I did. So, you just responded appropriately. The kids responded like this. Because I realized that in Israel, this is the same as this. Boys and girls, we have a very important rabbi from America who's going to give you the finger. And by the way, in Israel, this is perfectly okay. This is no good. This is fine. And by the way, remember during the 60s what this meant? Peace, yeah, sure. And during World War II, remember? Victory, yes. And during the Roman Colosseum, 5 hot dogs, please.